We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hello, it's everybody out there. Talking Shit Tuesday. We're back. After the Sunday show, that's going to be difficult to top. The Turvy special that we had on Sunday was going to be real difficult to top because we had a lot of fun on Sunday on the Peasant Chat. It was a very good time, and I ended up making 2 new emojis on it because I thought it was one of the better chats we've had in a real long time where Turvy was out there showing his ass and doing it for our benefit. So today, we're going to talk about... What the heck? Yeah, we're going to talk about... I heard some noise out there. We're going to talk about yet another set of records that the Passionless Lund Racing crew have been a part of setting. Aldo Welds, that's right, Aldo Welds, who built Brian Luna's car, Mexico Racing League, and surprisingly, he kept something under wraps that I thought was pretty cool, a stock short block equipped Gen 2 Mustang, and he set some kind of record, if you want to call it a record. I know people are going to call it micro records, but when you hear what they did, you're going to love it. Before we get to anything, as always, we want to thank the sponsors. The sponsor, by the way, we have 2 Auto Solutions. We have Calimer Transmissions. We also have DNA High Performance, the Parts Farm, Oh My God Cookies, and 2 Auto Solutions. So we have everybody here. We have literally everyone here. I'm trying to get the DNA one. There we go. Let's get everyone really big on the screen to really make it super, super obnoxious. And then we can go ahead and get the show started. There you go. 2 Auto Solutions, Calimer Transmissions, Oh My God Cookies, The Parts Farm, and DNA High Performance. If you want to go to DNAHighPerformance.com, check out what they got going on. Put in the make and model year of your vehicle and search for parts. It's that easy. Thank you guys for making it all possible. I really appreciate the money. I really appreciate the shout outs. And I really appreciate you guys wanting to support the show in any way possible. DNA High Performance is going to be featured mostly on Tuesdays. That's the package they selected. All the other guys are going to be pretty much on all the time. So let's get after it by saying hi to the people here. Then we'll talk Aldo Welds, Mexico Racing League. Brand new Z06 is out. And everybody's setting their kind of 60-foot record and their quarter-mile record. We'll talk about it. And we're going to talk about how the Z06 is treated just like the new Mustang. 0 negative press. Like, there has to be something negative about the C8 Z06. Something. But apparently, there isn't. We got Andy Ali in the house, Fresh Pasteles. Fresh Pastelazo, Kabi Coyote, Homestead, Douche did it with SVT. D-Rock Fox, Back to Coma, Walter, John Alfredo, I'm Hung Solo, JD Swag, one of the mods, Ken McAllister, Clip Clop the Horse, Monty 540. By the way, check out the new, for the members only, the Turvy emojis. They're great. Dunn, Rape Dape, John Valdez, Slowman, TJ Sikorsky, Diego, Turuvi, Ate Racing in the house. Absolutely. Anyway, Scott N, Ken McAllister, Jason, JD Swag again, Fresh Pasteles again, Thomas Hall, Spicy Chicken, Harley Taquache Mode, 1 Slow 50, Joey G, Izzy R, Abel, Chad, Noel, That White Fox, Carter's, Great Escape 1350, Stephen Baker. Has anyone gone for 60 to 130 with a Whipple car manual? No, not that I know of. I don't know of anyone that has gone fours in a MT82 or T56 equipped Coyote that doesn't have like a Motec or something stupid like that. Gone with the great EPA in the house. We're giving away cookies or what? We didn't give away cookies last time, but I think we did. But we'll see if we give away cookies today. Garage Bill Coyote. Aggressively Average, Dane Austin. House of Representing, Jay Walker in the house. Omar C. Evan Smith. Diego Abel. Stephen Baker. Aggressively Average. And everyone else. All the... Yeah, the C8Z is pretty badass. Did you guys hear it? Yeah, Michael Nunn. Michael Nunn's the guy that got me the laptop. Thank you, sir. Did you hear how good the C8 Z06 sounded? Anyway, let's talk about what I really want to talk about. We got Brian Luna at Mexico Racing League going out there and absolutely getting it done, running a 723 to like 190 plus mile an hour, becoming the quickest and fastest stock computer car anywhere that I know of. Now, I might be way wrong. I'm just going to right now claim Coyote and Ford, but I don't name another stock ECU car, meaning no standalone controllers, nothing. Stock ECU car running this number. Oh my Lord. It's not even fair. Sheesh. And right here we got it. 723 with a 6 or an 8, one of those, at 192 miles. Now, what's up? This guy's a new GT500 on a good hit. Look, that's ridiculous. 723 IRS, TKM motor, Aldo Weld's turbo kit, power glide. Remember, guys, not too long ago, Brian Luna was having nothing but engine trouble, and there was drama that ensued, and they were blaming the tuner, and the tuner's got to hit the plus button, and this and that, all this bullshit. And we were caught up in drama. We are not foreign to drama, because everybody was blaming the tuner for the issues. All of a sudden, they got a legit motor in the motherfucker, and the thing straight gets it, and it's still alive. Ain't that some shit? How it's absolutely still alive. Now, as impressive as that is, becoming the quickest and fastest stock ECU car, maybe just Ford. Let's just call it Ford, because I don't know anything about Chevy. I don't know anything about Dodge. Aldo apparently goes out there with a stock short block. Now, yes, it has studs. Yes, it has springs. Yes, it has. But what I'm saying is the block is not sleeved. The rods, pistons, crank are all stock. Heads, I'm sure they're worked, blah, 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 blah. So let's just stay stock short block, because a lot of LS guys, like, you know, if there's like a stock bolt in the LS motor, they'll say like stock short block. Meanwhile, it's filled with sand and meth. But this is Aldo in a Gen 2. That's right, guys. I've always been telling you, Gen 2 is king daddy. He goes out there in a Gen 2 equipped S550. His turbo kit, and I think his car has a turbo 400, if I'm not mistaken. I think he has a turbo 400, and he went out there and busted off, I'm not even gonna say, stock short block Gen 2, kiddos. $777. At 160 something. Let me see if he actually posted it, because let me see, right here. 777 at 176 with a 123 60 foot 508. This is a stock Gen 2 short block, guys. Stock Gen 2 short block. So there you have it. It's real difficult to kind of discount the Coyote anymore. And somehow the passionless talk to people like children tuners were a part of it. I don't even understand how that happened. I totally don't get how that happened. But anyway, congrats to Aldo Weld's number 1, Mexico Racing League number 2. Congrats to them for getting everything ironed out. That is an insane feat to be able to run those numbers in those cars, built or not, because Mexico Racing League is knocking on the door of 6s. And that to me is like Lund Racing hasn't gone 6s, and they've, in terms of their own vehicles. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, Brian Luna is, let's say if you have the whole Lund Racing camp, Brian Luna at Mexico Racing League, I think, has overall the quickest car that we tune, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to see if we're going to go ahead and beat that record, or at least match it when it comes to going to Gainesville, because to FL2K was switched over to Gainesville. So I'm going to go over there. I'm going to crew. It'll be just me, senior and junior, just hanging out. We're going to crew. We're only taking the Grey Goose. We just, the venue change messed up kind of some scheduling with Jake and people that were going to come over and help crew. None of the other 2 guys were able to come, so we're going to have to go ahead and just kind of be a skeleton crew, and hopefully the car goes A to B with the new blacklist modifications that were done to it, and we can go ahead and get after it. So a lot of people saw the Z06, I guess the hiatus, what do you call it, where it's like a, not hiatus, basically they didn't allow you to talk about the Z06 Corvette until a certain date. But apparently everyone had already driven it. Every influencer had already tested it. Everyone and their mom had the complete rundown of the Corvette. Now, there's only one there's only one channel that I saw that went in depth on the engine and everything. And I think it's something like Geese, something C8 Z06, something Sleepy Geese or whatever the fuck. Yeah, here it is. Savage Geese, whatever the fuck. So if you go to Savage Geese's channel, and this is the video, in my opinion, you should watch. It's 2023 Corvette. I'll give you a link, copy. I'll give you guys a link, and we're going to go ahead and send you guys a link. In my opinion, this is the best video out there by far. The amount of detail these guys have in the video is ridiculous. They talk to the engineers, they talk engine specs, they talk about exhaust, they talk about how the the C601 compares to this one, how the exhaust took years to develop. It's a complete history and very well detailed. And they have a great point of view when it comes to getting to the track, where they're on the track and it's like a first-person view just like this. And in my opinion, it's the better view of them all because it just sounds great. $8,400 RPM. So I thought that was a really good video, so go check them out. And I think you're going to, my opinion, the C8 Z06 is getting the same treatment the Mustang was getting. And I don't know if any of the guys that are ball washers on the Chevy side are critiquing anything about it. Like, I don't know that anyone's critiquing anything about it. And it's Jay Walker, because Jay Walker likes to let you know that he has access. Jay Walker loves to let you guys know that he has a German car. I don't know that there are any people that say anything negative about it. Now, on this one, it's a complete new engine. The transmission is beefed up. The Tremec has more clutches. They talked about it in the video. They talked about the same control arms and everything, but stiffer bushings on the C8. They talk about the Cup 2Rs, and they talk about the carbon fiber wheels. They talk about everything. And I'm wondering if there's anyone that criticizes anything about it. One guy did say it has a little bit of oversteer, but zero understeer. And I thought, well, is that a negative review? That was throttle house. But like on the Mustang literally just got two throttle bodies, similar intake manifold based on overall design, maybe beefed up rods and pistons, and maybe they just massaged some panels, but it's an S550. And the Z06, it's cool, but it's going to be 120,000 plus, and by the time the dealers get their hands in it, they're going to mark it up like crazy. And then my eyes are on ZR1. What is the ZR1 going to do if the Z06 is a 640 whatever horsepower naturally aspirated flat plane crank 5.5 liter dual overhead cam? Are they going to boost that motor? Are they going to make that a low compression motor and boost it? No, I think what they're going to do is do 5.5 liter or 6 liter, and then they're going to just potentially twin turbo it. We talked about that before. Supposedly it's already a done deal, but similar to the C6 variant, where the Z06 was almost even more desirable than the ZR1 in the C6 version, because you can have more fun in a road course with the Z06 because you didn't have the heat soak, you didn't have ridiculousness, you didn't have overpowering torque, you didn't have a blower just making heat under the hood. You can go lap after lap after lap with the C6 Z06. I even like the C6 Z06 wheels and tires better than the ZR1. If you look at the offset of the C6 stuff versus the C6 Z06 versus the ZR1, I like the wheels better on the Z06 than the ZR1. They just stick out a little further, and it just looks meatier overall, whereas mine on my ZR1 looks kind of sucked in, and it just doesn't look all that special, but you know it's a ZR1 from far away based on the wheel design. So I wonder if with the C8 versions, are they going to make the Z06 more desirable on the road course, and the ZR1 is just going to be like supercar killer straight line stuff? Who knows? Alex, my 19 was making a weird ringing ping knock noise for 2 days. Then it doesn't start but cranks with a loud whine noise. It doesn't come from the engine and a starter code. Crank relearn needed. No, that's not a crank relearn. It sounds like you have something fucked up. Like the clutch or something is super jacked up. I don't think a crank relearn is going to help the car start based on your description. C8 Z06 is similar to the base C8 for an extra $50,000. $150,000 territory is close to $200,000. In my opinion, they're competing against German stuff. So how much is a GT3 RS? How much is something in its wheelhouse that has high 500 naturally aspirated horsepower and lighter than the C8 Z06. Is the C8 Z06 that much better than the Porsche variant? But it is probably a lot cheaper. And that's been the Corvette's MO since the beginning of time. Affordable supercar power. Now, based on what the engineers talked about, he goes, look, there ain't any meat in the bone on this thing. Like, he's like, this is as wrung out as you can do it. He goes, even if, it's almost like he suggested that even if you remove the cats, I don't think you're going to improve on anything at the end of the day. You're not going to improve on the sound because they took supposedly 2 years to engineer. But you know Corsa's just going to dump their fucking blow my asses in it and say, well, louder is better. So you're going to have Corsa guys, and all this shit try to improve on it. But even the engineer on that video was like, it's going to be really, really hard to upgrade this Z06's exhaust. And the tune, they talked about the tuning, the calibration. That video was so detailed. People like me appreciated it. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take before you can tune it, because you saw that just recently Procharger claims that they natively tuned the C8 regular Corvette. So I wonder how much longer it's going to take to crack this guy, unless they're using a similar computer layout, a similar lineage in terms of ECUs, and they might be able to crack the code sooner than later because they've already supposedly done it on the regular C8. It has like 200 more horsepower and way better sounding engine, and in my opinion, worth $50,000. GT3 RS is over $180,000, $200 for a used one, right? So there you go. So that's the whole MO with the Corvette. Now, how many Z06s are they going to make? Because this one and the ZR1 might potentially be, they're going to make a Zora or whatever. They might be the last of that breed. Because you saw that Mustang still has potentially the Boss 302 to come out, the GT500 to make a final stand. And what are they going to do to that? Like, it has to have 800, 900 horsepower. Like, I'm sorry, Ford, you can't come to the table unless you have 800 or 900 horsepower. And at what point do you like ring out the Coyote so much that it's still emissions compliant? It's still a decent displacement. Like, you're either going to have to go up in displacement or do the most incredulous thing I've ever heard of in my life and put a push rod in it with a blower. If you twin turbo the car, Ford, there it is. If you twin turbo the current variant, there's your 800 plus. But then what? You got to warranty that motherfucker. People are just going to turn it up. Like, that's the one people are going to buy. If Ford gets nuts and somehow homeboy,
take that, Elon Musk,
stops sucking Elon Musk's dicks long enough to make, okay, we got to make a send-off situation. He's a CEO. He's not in control of that shit. He's just a spokesperson. Let's be honest. CEOs just are front people. They don't necessarily have final say or stamp of approval on what car goes where. What will the final GT500 be? It can't. What are you going to put, a 3-liter blower on it? What are you going to put, a Whipple 3.8 on it? That blows my freaking mind. How are they going to top that? Because Hellcats were claiming 800 plus horsepower, but their cars were 6 liters with a 3-liter blower on top with a push rod. So you have the torque and the horsepower. With a Coyote variant, I don't think you could do that unless you bring up the displacement. And then are you going to offer that as a crate deal? Imagine if Ford gets nuts and makes a 5.5 liter Coyote or something similar and shoves a 3-liter blower on it, but it won't be a TVS. What, are you going to shove a Whipple on it? You're going to have to wait 80 weeks. 80 fucking weeks. Turvey's comment is cookie worthy. What did Turvey say? I don't know. Fast Hippo ZL1 says the C6 Z06 is a light ass car, thinner than glass wave frame. If you cam and heads a little spray, they're a fierce competitor. No, that's why I got it. Look, this is going to be the plan. My ESS kit is running phenomenal in the white car. I'm actually super proud of myself, even though I shouldn't be. It's just a very simple install. But the fact that everything went well and I tuned it, and I was obviously with Lund Racing files, I'm very happy because I have a complete control of that car. I know every single little inch of that car now. So it's like there are no surprises. So I know what can go wrong and what can't. So once I get it to the dyno on a 120 millimeter pulley, I'm going to tune it with the other pulleys, but eventually go back to the 120, and I'm going to race my ZR1. I'm going to grab Jake or somebody that can drive a stick decently, get him some practice in the ZR1 and go, okay, we're going to race my white car versus my ZR1. And we're going to see who the King Daddy is, and I'm going to drive the white car. And if I beat the ZR1, then I'm going to switch and drive the ZR1 against my white car and see if it's the driver or if it's the car. But it'll be really interesting if a 600 plus rear wheel horsepower Coyote car at 3,900 pounds can beat a 3,400 pound with driver C6 Z01. I'm thinking it can, but then we put a pulley on the Corvette and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's going to be a bunch of fun. That is going to be the main majority of my content this fall and winter. Those two cars. The truck kit is coming and the new car is coming. You'll see it. Imagine a C8 Z06 making 750. Dude, crazy. Chevy stated about 4,000 Z06s will be made for 2023. It's not a limited run. Gotcha. When's the Z01 getting Corsa below my dicks? Pretty soon. I think all the automakers are waiting for someone to come out with a all-wheel drive hybrid, but no one wants to be the first. Last ICE Corvettes? I don't know. Get them likes up. I know they're going to come out with an electric variant. You know Chevy's going to come out with an electric variant Z06 Corvette. I don't know what they're going to call it. Why not squeeze 700 out of an NA Megazilla? I mean, they got the know-how. You know, what I love about Turvey is he is just the best. They got the know-how. When was the last time Ford came out with a naturally aspirated anything that made 600 horsepower, let alone 7? Alex, what would be the best setup to open up a 2020 Shelby GT350? As in headers, full exhaust, cold air, any advice would be greatly appreciated. Look, Thomas Hall, keep the cold air stock. Put headers in it, free-flowing exhaust, and an E85 tune, and leave it alone for a long time. A lot of people get fancy with throttle bodies. A lot of people get fancy with a bunch of shit, and I've seen it in the tuning queue that they just try shit that doesn't work. The best thing to do to a GT350 is headers and a tune, and get some E85 in her eventually. When you want to mod it again, you go right to boost. You don't even try to get a throttle body in it. You don't even try to do any headwork reporting. You literally shove a blower on it. Whipple, Century, Turbo 350s are deadly fast. So just be good about it. Bolt-ons for now, which means headers, so a tune, E85, and be a happy cat for a long time. Why does the 6R80 trans tune feel harsher than the 10R80s? Because 6R80 is King Daddy. The 10R80 is a fine transmission if you want to run stock-ish power levels. If you want to run big boy power levels, you got to build the shit out of it and potentially build the shit out of it every year. So it's just not a transmission that I personally, I'm not going to talk about junior or senior or anyone else. On this channel from now on, it's going to be what I think. I think it's fucking trash if you're trying to make big power with it. Now, if I ever want to build it, I would say, Jake, let's see if we can get a program running, because Jake has, look, Manuel does great stuff, but for my personal vehicles, I'm going to fuck with Jake, because Jake has literally proven that he is the king when it comes to 6R80s, like, period. The Grey Goose proves it 100%. Alex, why don't you like Prochargers on current gen Mustangs? I've already answered this question about 1,000,000 times. One, I don't like the Prochargers that use an auxiliary crank to drive the supercharger. That puts extra unneeded crank on, extra unneeded leverage and tension on the end of the crank. And I've seen a lot of crank failures. I only tune these cars 8 to 9 hours a day, 200 at a time. And I've seen more Prochargers, actually, the Procharger Stage 2 and turbos and cars with turbo with improperly seated balancers are the biggest culprits in the breaking of the crank snout. So, but I've seen guys that had a bone stock balancer and they put the auxiliary on it and it just has extra tension and it just falls the fuck out, because there's no way of, I mean, now there is, but there used to be no way of maintaining proper tension on the crank. And then they copied MFP's crank I forget what it's called, crank holder thingy. Only any car fears Turvey out this V6. Sony PlayStation's coming out with the EV. You got to check out Turvey's questions about a tune on a 3-valve 5.4 that needed a V10 tune. I'm not going to go back. Unless he paid, I can't go back on the questions, guys. Scrolling back is ridiculous. The 10R is even junk on factory stock platform, but it keeps us busy, right? If you rebuild 10Rs, you love the 10R. If you are a guy that rebuilds 10Rs and you beef them up for a little bit so they can live a little bit longer, you love it because it's a piece of junk. And you can always say, hey, it's going to be good enough. Now, on my truck, once the ESS G4, I think, by the way, did you guys hear the cam loped idle tune? Did you guys go on my shorts and hear the cam loped idle tune with the straight cut gear ESS G3X? Ooh, my goodness. It sounded exactly like an S-trim Fox body with a B cam. It was badass. DNA High Performance says crank support. Thank you. Thank you. When Procharger copied MFP's crank support, then you could at least say, all right, it's going to have a better shot, but I still don't trust it. And that's why. And their tuner tried to call me out on some dumb shit like 5 years ago, and he was sadly mistaken. He thought he had me. I got you. You're saying that we don't know how to tune. And I'm like, who the fuck? Who are you talking about? Like, he thought I was talking about one of his customers that had a car that ran 9s back in the day. And then I was talking about a completely different thing when it comes to the Genesis and DI stuff. And he, I don't know, got his fucking lines crossed and he got stupid, put my shit out there, tried to make it. And then he just said, fine, you win, and blocked me on Facebook like a girl. And I'm like, so I'm no stranger to drama. It's just people think that they have a gotcha moment with me. And when they don't, and I prove that they don't, they're just like, fuck. Guys, you have no idea what show this is or how it works. You think this is like a fact-based show? You think that if I fuck up, like, it's going to be a bad thing? This is a comedy show where we talk shit. It's literally called Talking Shit. And these guys go out there and go, I can't believe Alex said something factually incorrect. Stupid ass motherfuckers. Ahmad, thank you very much for the money. I appreciate you very much. Give me that money. Appreciate it very much. I was asking a 5.43 valve FRP. I'm done. Bye-bye. I left. I'm done. I'm done. I don't give a fuck. What the first sentence was retarded already, and I lost brain cells. I lost enough brain cells listening to his videos, trying to capture clips. I am not going to answer his questions. Thanks so much, Alex. Car went 9s. We'll send you logs later this week. Is it another ESS kit? Alex, I'm here unless Turvey drops a new video. Incoming Indian music. The cam idol was beautiful. Does ESS have an ETA for truck kits yet? No, sir. But Brevin, who's located, I think, in Arizona, I think he wants to send me a kit that is finalized. And that takes time. Powder coating, pocketing of the brackets, vetting of the fitment. That all takes time. But I said, look, I want a kit that runs 9s in the truck. And he's like, yep. Yeah. He said, what do you want? I said, the truck's going to go 9s. That's the plan with the truck. That doesn't sound fast, but I'm not looking to make it a tin can. I'm going to maybe install 2 regular seats to get rid of the 60, 40, 80, 20, whatever the fuck you call that thing. And maybe some lightweight wheels, but that's it. I am not going to go and no way. That truck's going to be a legit truck that I can drive every day. Now, I have a lot of thoughts about what to do about boost control, but a converter is going to come from Circle D. And a trans brake and a 2-step absolutely have to happen on that truck. The ESS, that chop was beautiful. What up? Tour Viate, second shift racing. That's exactly what Australian V8 supercars are doing. Factory body and factory engine blocks. Caught a brand new Z06 on the road. Had to run in Mexico against my 19 PP1 manual with headers, 3-inch catback, cold air, and of course, Lund Racing E85 tune. I got to say that Z06 ran hard. Did I just say got into my shorts and checked my cam? No, I never said that. What is it? Oh, yes, shorts. Yes. Did you go into my right? Shorts videos. Yes. My cousin's 2018 has 80,000 miles and he wants to put a Procharger on it. And I'll tell him the information you just gave about it. Look, you want to put a Procharger on it? Go ahead. It's going to make power. I'm going to tell you that it's going to make power. I don't like the auxiliary pulley that drives the blower. That's it. And if you want to run that risk, have at it, brother. But if I've tuned 50 Stage 2 with the auxiliary pulley Prochargers on all generation Mustangs, 30 to 40% have broken the crank. Sorry. Speaking of Genesis, some of the cars in their current lineup are very good. The luxury category now, yes. My girlfriend was like, what car is that? I'm like, it's a Genesis. She's like, jeez, that's pretty as fuck. And I'm like, it's a Genesis. T56 or Ben Calamer Stage 3. I've always gone, look, Ben Calamer is a sponsor. You think I'm going to go against a sponsor? But I practice what I preach. I have a Ben Calamer Stage 3 in my car right now. If you want to buy a T56, you're going to have to buy the trans, the bell housing, or an SFI approved bell. You're going to have to buy a clutch, 26 spline. You have to buy a shifter. You're going to have to buy a drive shaft. You're going to have to buy a cross member. On a Ben Calamer Stage 3, all you're going to have to buy is a clutch and the trans. Same shifter, same cross member, same drive shaft. So you save money there. How much power are you pushing out of the new ESS kit? I don't know. I like how people don't watch the channel and don't know. Why would I tell you what it's pushing out if I haven't put on the dyno yet? Like, what? Wait. How much power are you pushing out? It's got a 120 millimeter on pump gas. It's probably going to make over 600. The Gen 252 handles more boost. Wow. We need Turvey interview TDC telling his dating war stories. What horsepower is too much to push on a Procharger Stage 2 to push too much stress on the crank? Stop. It's all about RPM, in my opinion, and harmonics. It's not about a power number, in my opinion. Oh, the Hellion kit. Oh, my God. It went... Wait a minute. Aftab, aren't you manual? You went 9s in a manual Hellion car? Badass shit. If you have video, that'd be awesome. Indian Gas Station 91 Octane is race gas. Changed my mind. ESS make a kit for Gen 1s? No, and I don't think they're going to do it. ESS want to test me for the 4.6 New Edge? They're not going to touch a New Edge. Sorry, they're not going to touch a New Edge. I wouldn't trust Turvey to plug in a USB cable. Just go Ben Calamer Stage 3 to save money. Ballast bags. Turvey would run his mom's laundry in the back. What the fuck is happening? Whipple Gen 5 is the way to go. Hey, the Whipple Gen 5 is fine. I have no issue with the Whipple Gen 5. It does really well. New Genesis is legit. Alex, would you have a custom tune for my V6 Camry? The ZSS make blows kits for Coyote swaps. My plan is to slap a blower on mine, but I know fitment is different versus a 15 and up Mustang. Look, if you have a wide enough front end, heyo, the problem is going to be the piping and all that stuff. They have a kit to fit S550 Mustangs. I don't know of any other kits that they sell yet, but they're not stupid. They're going to say, where's the bulk of the market? Truck and S550. Plain and simple. Truck and S550. Alex, you ready to blow up the Coyote with a G4 with me? I'm ready. Valley 10-speed. I have come to the realization that the truck might blow up with a G4 the way we're going to pulley it. I'm going to be pushing a 4,600-pound truck. I don't know what you're going to be doing, but Valley 10-speed is the guy, in my opinion, that started the ESS. Look, I can't believe how many ESS kits I've tuned in the last 2 weeks. I would say well over 15 to 20. And that's just me. I don't know about Brandon. I don't know about Junior. I don't know about Dakota. But I am telling you, it is ridiculous, the push. And you saw a lot of these cars running 9.6, 9.8, 9.4, 9.5 at the track with the 3X. I didn't see anyone with a G4 out there. And I bet you these cars do not have a trans brake and a two-step and a converter. I think in order to take full advantage of a centrifugal, you got to bring the RPMs up out of the hole. And you need a very loose converter. Get that sucker way up there. Give it a ton of boost, and it'll 60-foot better. I think that's where it falls short. That's where Whipples and Edelbrocks shine, because they have a ton of torque and they don't need anything. But on the truck, best be sure I'm going to put a converter in it. I'm going to put long tubes in it. Guys, I'm going to go all the way with that truck. Now, it's not going to be a race truck. I don't want to make that thing a race truck. I want to make it a very fast street truck. 9s is the goal. And I know I'm going to have to rebuild the transmission. I know I might have to build the motor. Maybe not. I've seen stock motor F-150s run 8s. So if I can run 9s in close to full weight trim and not do too much trans work, I'm a happy guy. How come Matt 760 NA would gap Valley? Yeah, because good for him. But with an ESS blower, it wasn't even close. Like, I love people that think NA matters. NA matters if you're broke. I love you. We'll tune it. Here you go. I know a guy that destroyed Homeboy, but he had cams in a CJ. I forget his name. I think he ended up putting cams in it. It might have been like a guy named Villarreal or something like that. He said, yeah, I beat the shit out of Matt, and he had a CJ and cams. Now, I don't know if Matt got get back on him. Who knows? But I think he ended up putting an ESS on it, and he went 4.9s with the same exact tune. Now, not exactly the same. I don't drag it over. I take the shift schedule, the timing, and boom, he ran the exact same number. My bad. I didn't know if you'd done it off screen, just trying to figure out why would, okay, Parker, if I did it off screen, why would I tell you on the chat as opposed to showing you on video? Like, imagine if I already had 5 or 6 videos ready to go, and I tell you everything I did in those videos on this chat, instead of making you watch the video so I can get paid. No issues with my Stage 2 Procharger. Been a year installed. Was the turbo technology think been a year install? Was the turbo technology think it was the problem? But you never know. I don't know what he's saying. People need to type better. Could B Turvey get laid at a bunny ranch in Reno, or would it somehow screw that up too? Or would he somehow screw that up too? Alex, seen any knock on the shifts on the ESS? No. I ended up taking some data logs, and it saw 1.68 air load on a 120 millimeter pulley. Now, on a Vortec, that's over 11 psi. So I went, it might be the smaller MAF housing that's causing a higher air load number. But I won't know that yet until I put a mechanical boost gauge on it. I'm going to tee into that bypass line, route it into the car when I'm dynoing it, and I'm going to measure boost just with a gauge, because I suspect the 120 millimeter pulley at 75, 6, 700 RPMs probably makes 11 or 12 psi. I'm NA, and I know there's nothing to brag about. Turvey, you haven't drove or even touched any of your cars you're preaching about. Please shut up. Would you know if ESS plans on making Gen 2 truck kits? Well, I think a Gen 1 truck kit would fit a Gen 2. Unless the bracketry is different on the Coyote. If they make it mount similar to how mine mounted on my car, where the alternator and the 2 timing cover bolts are the main way of mounting it, it might be different. But I don't think the Gen... I love you. I don't think the Gen 2 truck is that popular because of the 10-to-1 compression. Now, if you want to put a turbo in a Gen 2 truck and it's 6R80, 6R80 to me is king daddy. But in terms of popularity, it is not, I don't think it's that robust. Like, I don't think ESS is going to look at the Gen 2 truck market and go, yeah, we're going to go after that market with a centrifugal blower. They're going to go after the Gen 3 truck market because it's still similar layout. I don't know if the new motor is... No, the new motor is different. The new motor has different heads, different oil pump, different... It's like a weird variant. But 18 to 20... 18 to 21. 18 to 20. Yeah, it's such a robust market that they're probably going to go after it. Come on, man. We can deny those NA6 Gen Camaros. They're nasty. You mean the ones that have a stroker motor in it? Fast Hippo Zeal one? Are you talking to the ones where they take the motor out, stroke the shit out of it, put stupid dumb heads on it, the biggest hog ass cam you've ever heard about on it, and then shove it in the car and you guys are saying the car is badass? You can get away with more, but you have to build it. Most of the NA cars in the NA game are bolt-on guys. You understand, Fast Hippo Zeal one? Not a lot of people are looking to take... Who the fuck is stupid enough to take a Coyote out of a car, make it 14-to-1 compression, all this cylinder head work, all this dumb shit, and then shove it back in a heavy-ass S550? You can't be that stupid. You can't be that stupid when you can do more with less boost. Now, if you for some reason have this mental disease that you want to run NA no matter what, get ready to spend twice the money. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if you have the money and you want to run NA, that's fine. I support it. But why would you do it with a 5-liter Mustang? Why don't you just get a big block? It's NA, right? Oh no, it's different. How is it different? Tell me. I'm picking a car I'm picking a motor that has bigger displacement. So why don't I just get a 550 cubic inch big block, shove it in my Fairmont, and race every NA guy out there? It's NA. Oh, but it's 500 cubic inch. It's NA. It's NA. Just got here. Can you restart the show? Spent 14K, still goes 2 miles per hour. And then I think he meant slower. 14,000 is worth more than your car. Got SVE wheels and telling me you got 14,000. What is happening? If you had to run a race-only power adder, would you run twin turbos or crank-mounted centrifugal? Crank-mounted centrifugal. By far. Crank-mounted centrifugal. there was times in the, and I know we're going to get on this, but if you see some of the advantages the crank mounted centrifugal cars have, because with RPM, they just keep making power. The root style blowers, they're awesome, but you need to really know what you're doing with the converter and really know how to manage the power to make that car go A to B consistently. With a centrifugal, a crank mounted centrifugal, not that it's easier, but I think it's a little easier to manage the power, and the higher the RPM, the more power it makes. If you were to give me, gun to my head, what would you run in a class? I would run a crank mounted centrifugal, 1, root style blower, 2, and turbos dead last. I don't care about turbos. Alex, if you could get one older car pre-80s, what would you get? Pre-80s. Pre-80s. Wow, pre-80s. What would I get pre-80s, huh? I hate to say it, but probably like a 60s Camaro. Or a 57 Chevy. Or a 64 Impala. Boy, there's a lot of good ones. But didn't Ford have a Fairlane Cobra Jet shit? Didn't Fairlanes come with a Cobra Jet? Yeah, there was a Fairlane 68. Yeah. A 68 Fairlane Cobra Jet would be pretty fucking badass, in my opinion. Because it's weird, right? It's just weird. But I'd probably get some dumb shit like this. A big-bodied 427, 425 horsepower Galaxy 65. Yeah, oh yeah. Dumb shit. Just dumb stuff like this. Because everyone has a Camaro, everyone has a Mustang. But I'm telling you, a 428 Cobra Jet in a Fairlane, just some big dumb piece of shit like this. Because I'm a stupid idiot like that, and I like weird shit. I've always liked weird shit. Okay, back to the chat. NA equals, what did it say? NA equals what? We need a B-Turvy interview. No, thank you. I know some seem to think that 100mm ESS pulley makes 14 PSI, LOL. But at 7800, I bet it's 15 PSI. See, ESS rates their pulleys to 7200 RPMs. I shift at 8000. And I get the same question all the time, and I don't understand why people are surprised by this question. Alex, do you have oil pump gears in your car? I go, no. I have stock oil pump gears. And people go, well, aren't you afraid? I'm like, afraid of what? Look, if they go, they go. I understand the risks. I'm not stupid. They can go at any time. But I have literally never slammed the limiter where it goes pop, pop, pop on that car. I've never slammed the limiter on that car. So I have a soft limiter, which is a throttle cut. So it goes, it doesn't go, boop, 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 boop. My limiter doesn't do that. I set the soft limiter first, spark cut way out of the way, so that if it hits it, it'll just sound like a delay. It basically shuts throttle. It doesn't go pow, 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 pow. I would never in my life have a personally owned vehicle that slams a hard limiter in gear. What's your opinion on tuner loyalty? Seeing the ESS kit on your car makes me want to get one so bad. But my tuner says he won't even touch the car with that blower. For him, it's Whipple or nothing. Well, there you go. So if it's Whipple or nothing, that means, no offense, he can't tune a centrifugal kit. That means he's using the Whipple base file to use on your car, in my opinion. I don't know this for a fact. If your tuner is saying Whipple or nothing, that means he has a Whipple file. That means, guys, it is harder. If you are a base tuner and you start everything from scratch without Whipple's file already loaded on your car, it is more difficult to tune a Whipple with a 132mm throttle body than it is a centrifugal with a stock throttle body. So if your tuner is saying it backwards, I will never touch a stock throttle body car, Whipple or nothing, that to me doesn't make any sense. That to me makes me go, he's using a Whipple file. Alex can shift. He doesn't ride the limiter. What are these new clown emojis you got, Alex? That's my boy. That's my boy Turvy. I emailed you the only crappy video and the slip. Let's see if this is a manual Hellion car. He switched from an On3 to a Hellion, and I was like, why the hell did you do that? But hey, whatever, he wanted to. All I had to do was literally change the MAF curve, and then I think his IATs were a little on the high side, and I said, man, I don't know if that's gonna end up working out. 9-second run, Hellion base kit, Magnum 266, first 373. Boom. Let's see what the tracks look like in India. He's like, I'm in Canada, fuck you. Yeah, India. Same shit, bro. Let me see. Boy, who the fuck took this video? This looks like this Zapruder film. So check out this Zapruder film. Okay, looks like he granny shifted 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay, and then okay, well there you go. And fantastic video. I mean, look, India is a little behind on their stuff, but here's a time slip. India's a little behind on their technology. Raid Raceway, 162.60, 6.48. Look at the back half though. You back half 31 miles an hour, and it went 993 at 142. Congratulations, that's no small feat. Good for you, brother. I mean, look, I understand that India might not have the best raceways around, but you did your best. Isn't it true that you guys can't run over like cows in India? They're like sacred or something. Alex, do you recommend oil pump gears in conjunction with the ESS kit? That like is it me or nobody listens to this chat? Like, is it me or absolutely nobody listens to this chat? Bigfoot, yeah, right, exactly. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Potato film, be Turvey smoking the good stuff tonight. Nokia sidekick quality. Now, what's going on with Turvey? Is Turvey trying to make it the show? Because Turvey, he's a good guy, but he got a bit on my bad side when he denied jobs at like Parts Farm and Gale Banks. Like, dude, the Gale Banks offered him a job. Now, I heard recently that Gale Banks might be talking out of the both side of his mouth a little bit. Now, I love him because he made fun of JLT. That was great. But the whole EPA thing, I want to know where he stands on the EPA thing. I think he's a brilliant man. I think he's great, and I'm not ever going to discount any of the things he did. But I want to make sure that he is not riding both sides of the fence when it comes to the EPA stuff and government contracts and then diesel enforced. I don't know this. I'd love to get a interview with him, but I don't think he's going to take someone like me seriously because I talk too much shit. You know, I talk way too much shit. I don't think he wants to be affiliated. And I understand. Like Mr. Banks, if I was you, I would understand not wanting to interview with me, but I would love to get you on the horn for an hour. And all I'm going to talk about is your relationship with government contracts and diesel performance street stuff, because that's what I'm interested in. Like I've thought about getting a 6.6 Duramax pre DPF and tuning it up and having a fun little diesel truck. Turvey, what's keeping you in your current position? He said time. What do you do for a living, Turvey? You know, I never asked him. Are you asking me or Alex about the race? What's he talking about? When are you going to go race Turvey? Alex, when you run the 110mm, will you run 85? No, I'm going to run Sunoco 260 GT because I don't want to do the fuel system just yet. I want to see what my limits are with the stock fuel system with a BAP. If fuel pressure drops under 55 or so, that's when it's time to upgrade to a fuel system. I'm not going to put a D-Torx 400 pump in there. I'm not going to do a drop-in pump. I'm not going to do any of that. But I'm going to run a pretty dense fuel, which is Sunoco 260 GT. I'm going to run that until I can't. And then I'll upgrade the fuel system to E85, run 3 285s, 2 hot, third on a Hobbs if I need it. And let's see if we can make as much as we can on the G3X head unit. Then I'll be like, yo, let's send that G4 over. Because look, if the channel's popping and I can get me a motor, I'll try to make 1,000 with it. 06, 07 LBZs are the best Duramax by far. That's what I want. They're still big money. Alex, do you recommend against E85 in the winter? Lund Tune. Look, in the winter, you're going to have a harder time starting the car because E85 requires a bunch of fuel to light off. E85 does not like the cold. So are you racing motherfuckers in the winter? In the snow? Are you racing people at 30 degrees? Put pump gas in it, man. What are your thoughts on the new Cobra Jet intake manifold? Have you done any testing yet? Why would we do any testing on a Cobra Jet intake manifold that has a smaller opening than the old one? Why would we, Lund Racing, what benefit do we have buying and installing a Cobra Jet intake that has a smaller opening than the old one? That intake immediately needs work. Now, the twin bore throttle body, like a twin 69, twin 67, or twin 65 is going to do well. But if you have more volume, don't you think the opening should be like the old one was, an oval opening? According to Ford, they did it that way for better throttle response. Well, what about high RPM stuff? See, I don't know what kind of testing Ford Performance does with their stuff. You mean you guys didn't open it up and put a monoblade on it and see what it can make? No. No? Like, I have so many questions for them, but they won't answer them honestly because politic. What's the limit on the ID1050X, guys? There's an injector dynamics calculator. There's a flow calculator on their website. Go use it, please. Big money just to have to buy a crankshaft for Duramax. Maybe. Would have taken that in a heartbeat. I haven't been on 93 in forever. Rob sends his regards. A slight secret is the 06 LLY is just an LBZ with a different tune. Help save money. Alex needs to task these mods to clean up the chat with dumbass questions. The Cobra Jet manifold question pops up every stream. Look, I have them here. They should know. It's that time in the queue. My car started up funny. I need a retune, Alex. I wonder if you need OPGs for the new Cobra Jet intake manifold. Right, exactly. I think you guys have been so scared into believing the OPG craze that it's become a have-to mod. I have to put OPGs in it. That's what the internet said. Meanwhile, not one Roush car on the planet from Roush ever in its history got aftermarket OPGs. I wonder why. Why wouldn't Roush put OPGs in any of their cars? They just slapped blowers on and warrantied them. How the hell did they do that? Don't they know they're running a risk? Or they thought, we're going to put a soft limiter on it. We're not going to rev it to the fucking moon. And these are fine. Does Ben Callender make only a stage 2 TR6060? You're going to have to hit up Ben Callender, please. He has a website. He has a Instagram page. He has a Facebook page. Hit him up. I popped my motor on ESS G3 with 93 octane boosting BAP on a 150 millimeter pulley. Well, there's your problem. You had 93 octane and boosting. So who knows what the actual 93 octane was. Guys, 93 octane isn't 93 octane across the board. You can go to a Shell, a BP, a Texaco, and have 3 different results with 93 octane from each station. I already did this test. I got 22 degrees with one, 30 degrees with another, and the Shell was the most consistent by far. Just don't smack the rev limiter. Yeah, people upgrade OPGs because everyone tells them to. Sounding like the Z06, C8 Z06 head issue. No parts sellers say you need OPGs. No, part sellers say you need OPGs. Well, not just that. It's become sort of like, what's a mod that you think you need to do, but you actually don't need to do on other platforms? Can you guys name mods that people tell you absolutely need to do, but when in fact you don't need to do them on other platforms? Mustang Coyote, OPGs. Like OPGs. That's like you don't need to do it. Now, if you're going to run it ragged, 8,100 RPMs, and maybe tap a hard limiter, yeah, get OPGs for sure. You see on the gas, beat Telarayo and Cali. Yep, the good race. B what it be. NA guys claim OPGs gain 30 horsepower. No, they don't. But the video of them throwing them 30 feet in the air. Yeah, I'm on his website. Thought there used to be a stage 3. How much does the 18 and up MT82 suck compared to the 11 to 14 MT82? The 18 and up MT82 has weak shift forks. They revised them, I think, in 19 and 20. But they have a beefier gear set than previous generation 11 to 14 MT82s. Different gear ratios. For big power, I would rather do a D4 MT82 than a 11 to 14. Yeah, the crank sprocket too. And that was the problem. The crank sprocket was there are some manufacturers out there that make a crank sprocket that can easily be installed wrong because the index mark is in the wrong spot. Or it looks like it's in the wrong spot. Many times I've gotten logs back where the data log looks like it's off on the cam position. I go, why is your cam position off? I did OPGs. Yeah, but it's off. Well, and then they take it apart and the crank sprocket is indexed improperly. Does Ben Caliber make a stage 3? 3-speed on the tree. So, did you guys hear about crackle tunes in California? Did you guys hear that they are state reffing you if your car is stock and has a sport mode tune that crackles? I have seen 2 videos online already where a guy with a bone stock Hellcat is going to get state reffed because his car was in track mode. And another guy had a Hyundai and he had it in S mode or H mode or whatever the hell it's called. And it does crackling and popping. And the cop literally said, you are going to get state reffed. You are going to have to take it back to the dealership and tell them to remove the sport mode. You can't run sport and track mode on the street, says the cop. And the problem is, it's going to cost the owner time and money. He's got to go get state reffed. The state ref's going to go, that's too loud. Like, I don't think a GT350 with the opened up exhaust will pass. I don't think a C6 Z01 with the opened up exhaust when you hit the, the high and low or the whatever the fuck it's called. I don't think it's going to pass. The state rep's going to go, that's too loud. And you have to test it in all modes. Happened with a BMW and a cop told them to sue the dealer. The cop said, hey, the dealer sold you that car. It's illegal to have that car in California using track mode. The cop, out of his fucking mouth, said, you can't use track mode on the road. What the fuck? Why are you guys still in California? Can anyone stop saying the weather? Okay, right now it's 78 degrees outside. Shut the fuck up. Florida is perfect. Oh, the hurricane, Alex, don't worry. Once that fucking earthquake hits you guys are going to start thinking a little fucking different. You guys haven't had an earthquake for a while. You're fucking due. So what's going to happen if the car game is done in California? What's keeping you there? The awesome tacos, the taco trucks, the food, the Asian Mexican fusion taco. What the fuck is keeping you there? I am blown away that aftermarket companies are there. Magnuson, Vortec, and Whipple are still in California. To me, that's complicit. You're giving the state your money. You're giving the state your taxes. You're living there. Get the fuck out of there. Isn't it funny how people that are in California, that do business in California, are quiet as fuck when it comes to the EPA stuff? Quiet. You don't see them rah-rahing and going, yeah, we need you guys to be able to convert your street legal cars to race cars, and we're going to put some lobbying power back. No, they shut the fuck up if they're in California. I don't hear anything that anyone manufactures anything in California talking about the RPM Act. Have you? And if they have, where is it? Meanwhile, guys are getting shut down. Guys are getting hit up. EPA's telling, sending letters left and right, and we don't know what the fuck's going on. And companies are making money in a state that hates you. Hates you. The state hates what you're doing. The state hates what you're manufacturing. But they'll take the tax money all day, which is so weird to me. Those $30 tacos, how can they prove what mode they're in? It doesn't, second shift racing, it doesn't matter. In California, it doesn't matter. And you don't live in a state that shit happens. I lived in Massachusetts. And the reason I left Massachusetts is because multiple times state troopers, I backed the blue and all that shit, but fuck Massachusetts state troopers, except Jay Conant, he's okay. Massachusetts state troopers look like Nazis. They make them wear Nazi apparel. It looks like a Nazi uniform. Sorry, it's true. Look at it. Go look it up. Go on Google right now. Look up Massachusetts state trooper and then look up a Nazi uniform. Boots up to their fucking knees, the same hat, the same everything. So if you get pulled over and you have a drag radial that has a number on it, a DOT rating on it, DOT number, it's right, it's got tread, and you get pulled over because the cop thinks it's a racing tire, and he pulls you over, and he goes, pulling you over for the illegal tires. I go, they're not illegal. They're not legal. They have to, and he literally goes like this. He goes, I don't give a fuck if it says street, DOT, or whatever. If I see you again with those tires, I'm taking your fucking car or giving you a ticket. So after that happening 10 times, are you going to drive around in your drag radials? No. You're going to put some bitch-ass BF Goodrich TAs on it or some Chinese tires and get gapped if you come across a race. And after 10 years of that, I said, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Yeah, but they're just doing their job. Right? I love that excuse. Like, if you're a cop, right? I understand you're enforcing the law. But you're not enforcing the law if you're wrong. You're wrong. It has a DOT number. There is nothing illegal about these tires. A cop tried to give me that shit when my red car got impounded one time because I was going 130 miles an hour and I got caught. He goes, I'm going to give you a ticket for those tires. I go, you're not going to give me a ticket for tires that say ET Street on them with a DOT number. And he goes up to the sidewall and he goes, I'll be damned. And it was because it had picked up a bunch of rocks that it looked like a slick. But he took it, he went like this with his hand and he saw a tread. He goes, my bad. A Florida cop. Cool dude. Oh, that's good. I thought it was a slick. I'm sorry. In Massachusetts, if I see you anywhere with those tires on, I don't give a fuck what they say on them. I'm giving you a ticket. And the California cop said to the guy in the Hyundai or BMW, why is it popping and crackling? Why is it? And the guy goes, I don't know, maybe because it was in sport mode. He goes, you can't use sport mode on the street in California. And he goes, I can't. Now, the Hellcat owner was very smart. He goes, it's a 700 horsepower Hellcat. What do you expect? He goes, yeah, I'm going to state ref you. He goes, can I get a supervisor? And that's where the video cuts off. So I'd love to know what happened in that video and follow up with that guy to go, hey, what ended up happening? Because if you bring a supervisor over and you go, and you can prove this car is bone stock to the cop. But the cop goes, no, it's too loud. So who do you sue? Dodge? I don't get it. If Trump doesn't run for presidential 2024, we need to convince him to run for California governor. Yeah, please, he won't win. Look, he's not going to win anything. They're making it clear that he's not going to win shit. Alex, the Hyundai Elantra N is still sidelined even though the dealership documented the car is stock. Cali State ref does not care. And you guys stay in that fucking piece of shit state. Oh, but it's so pretty. Yeah, it looks really pretty with all the sideshows. It looks real fucking pretty with all the fucking sideshows. Yeah, it looks great. Go ahead, stay there for the weather. You're going to get used to that weather when your ass is outside and homeless. I'm amazed. My favorite part about California, when people say it's beautiful, what about the fucking homeless that are literally scattered all over the streets in every big city? Every big city. Like San Francisco is right now a tent city. A tent city. Gail Banks, health insurance didn't cover sex change, so Turvey had to decline. What is happening? Some cops just feel like their ego makes the law. We got Gail Banks in the house. Where's stag mode? Exactly. Nat Juice says, did you stop me to let you know who found out who stole my TV? Guys like that Florida cop, I'd be frustrated, but I understand. But the mass cops is an example of why you need to get out of those states. I left that state. I wasn't going to fight the system. I was going to lose. Every car looks like an Altima or a Sentra. Every car in Massachusetts looks like an Altima or a Sentra. They want conformity. They want you to look the same as everybody else. If you have a red car, they'll pull your ass over. It looks flashy. Let me know what's going on with this red asshole. You know we do gray and black around here, right, son? We might allow some white cars in this state, but this red shit, it invokes emotion out of people, and we's pulling you over. Do you know what I'm saying? You got any drugs in the car? Why? Because my red Jetta stands out, asshole? That's how it is in Massachusetts. You do not feel safe. You do not feel like they're looking out for you. You constantly feel like, how is this state going to fuck me today? Every day I woke up. How's the state going to fuck me today? Dude, I got the fuck out of there. Now, if Florida turns that way, I leave Florida too. I will go to the last final free state, even if it's fucking cold. I am not going to live in a state where they fuck with me. Fuck that. And you guys stay in California. Support California. Stupid ass motherfuckers. In Mass, forget the ET streets. You get popped doing 130, you're in jail. Well, I mean, I almost went to jail too. Cali people are waiting for Bondo Bird to run 10 seconds. Yeah, he's going to do it now, Rami, because his ship blew up. He blew his shit up. So now he's going to build his car and go run nines. Florida's top tier in every category. There's a helicopter with 1,000 horsepower car grows for sale because he kept getting tickets in California. Be fair, Alex. Navy blue and tan is also acceptable. You're right. Navy blue and tan is acceptable in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is like standard definition television. Go on a plane one time and leave Fort Lauderdale Airport. Not Orlando. Orlando's pretty shitty. But leave West Palm Beach. When you fly over Palm Beach Island and look down at Epstein's old building, and then fly over and you see the blue water, you see fish. You're on the clouds, you're like, wow, you see the coast? Oh my God. And then you're up in the clouds and you're just having your pretzels or your little biscuit and your coffee, and then you're descending. And then you come down through the cloud line and it looks gray and fucking dark and nasty.
What's that smell?
And you're like,
Sasso, man. That's Sasso.
this is Massachusetts? This is Massachusetts. It's gray. Oh, but in Christmas it's pretty. In the fall, just shut the fuck up. The only reason you like fall, because it's the first time you see color in the whole year. How about a cop who tell the guy he can't drive on the street with a red key? That's the one. He said, you can't. Are you driving with the red key? Yeah, so? Well, you can't drive with the red key. Fuck you. I can't drive with the red key. See, the car... Okay, I'll give you a hint. As to the car that I'm getting. No emission stuff. You guys thought I was kidding when it comes to El Lechero. Yeah, that hurricane was a 100-year anomaly. And every hurricane before it didn't really destroy the state. You're talking to me about Florida when California got an earthquake that ripped that motherfucker in half in the 80s, the 90s, and just wait. It's just a matter of time. Before another earthquake shakes all those taco stands and the taco trucks free. And then you're going to go, ole pinche, I don't know what I'm doing here. I made fun of Florida. I would take Florida hurricanes 10 times over a 75-degree day in California that I couldn't drive the car that I wanted to drive. Anyway, no emission stuff. You guys thought I was kidding when it comes to like me fucking with cars that have nothing to do with emission stuff. That's where my channel's headed. Like the cars that I have now, awesome. I'm not really going to mod them that much, but I live in Florida, so I can do whatever. But I'm not going to go too crazy showing stuff, obviously, self-snitching. But a Viper Gen 5 is in my eyesights, but everything after that I'm going to hot rod, it's going to be old shit. I can't wait. I wish I would win Steve Morris's 500 cubic inch motor giveaway. I'd put that bitch in the Fairmont carburetor. Fuck it. That's the future of my hobby. My hobby has been super limited because of government shit. I'd respectfully tell the cop to suck my dick and bail out. Why do Cali guys defend California with their heart? I don't know. It's because they've never lived anywhere else. I've visited California, Ohio, Arizona, Nevada, Washington State, Texas, Louisiana, all the Carolinas, all the Northeast. I've never been to the Dakotas. So at least I can go, I know California sucks. Like everyone in California has like face tattoos. Every chick in California is tatted up, top to bottom. Piercinged up all over the place. And I'm like, why? Why did you do that? Guys with their face all tattooed, stupid looking motherfuckers. Everyone wears Champion sweaters and Champion sandals with socks on. I don't want to live there. Alex, admit it, you'd live in Cali over Alabama or Missouri. No. Nope. I'd live in Alabama or Missouri 500 times over California because at least I'm free in those states. Yeah, there's meth everywhere, but I'm free. They leave me alone. You should visit Hawaii. No, thank you. California has more. Has more what? Firefornia. Florida sucks. Please stay out of Florida. For the love of God, nothing to see here. Yes, that's right, guys. Don't come to Florida. Get the fuck out. It sucks. He's right. It sucks. It's awful here. DeSantis is crazy. Arizona was okay, but couldn't deal with it not having an ozone. Green hair and rainbow on her left cheek. Right. Homeless then rich by a lot. I want a 3rd gen IROC so I can swap it. Try buying homeowners insurance on the Gulf Coast. Yeah, no, that's going to be a problem. The Florida car game is the best. Texas might have something to say about that, but the problem is I don't want to live in Texas either. I don't like it. I like blue, beautiful water. I like being very close to blue, beautiful water. Sorry. What's funny is most of the guys that defend California the guys that defend living here in California live in areas I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. Sandals with socks, right? Like the guys that wear champion sweaters and champion sandals with champion socks, I don't know what the fuck's wrong. I can't even begin to tell you how super fucking retarded you look. Florida's nice, but us Floridians are ugly. You're not wrong, Mustang Lifestyle. St. Louis is like 2 hours from Chicago. Roll Tide. Alabama is pretty nice in most spots. Can't wait to see the new YDBT notchback. I wish. I'd rather live in Georgia or Mississippi than Cali. Same. Don't turn Florida blue. Look what's happening to Texas. Texas is slowly becoming blue, and they don't even know it because it's Texas. Texas is so cocky that they don't even know what's happening right under their fucking noses. Like, no idea. Oh, this Texas is never going to switch. Austin is spreading like a cancer. Like this. And then Tesla and all these other companies are going to come, and it's going to grow and grow out, and more industry and business is going to go to Austin, and it's going to keep growing out and out like a disease. People are going to start, after they've lived in Austin for a little bit, they've made it, so maybe they want to check out Dallas, Fort Worth area. They're going to start putting up nice restaurants and coffee shops and putting up little tiki bars and little art centers and like a Wynwood Walls type situation, and it starts growing from the center out, and all of a sudden you have a Democratic governor or a senator. If you got money, California is home. Got it. DeSantis went head to head with Disney, right? Texas starting to turn blue. Hawaii is your place then. I don't want to go to Hawaii, dude. There's nothing there. Like, it's beautiful, but like, I can't go anywhere. And if I just want to go to the beach, in Hawaii, I got to make sure it's not owned by the certain locals that surf there. Hey, what are you doing here? Sunbathing. Do you have permission to be on my beach? What? Yeah, this is my fucking beach. My family has been here for 10,000 years. And this is my beach, and we surf it. Holmes, this is home. So you can't be here sunbathing. Fuck you. Okay, pendejo? But you got to deal with that dumb shit. Fuck that. I got to worry about whose beach this is. Stupid ass motherfuckers. I live in Alabama, 50 minutes from Florida. Thinking about settling across the line to reap the state benefits. It spreads like the monkeypox. It spreads exactly like the monkeypox. Rich people in Cali can't even wear jewelry. Right. You get your chain snatched, dude. You will get your chain snatched in California if you think you're going to be going outside with nice shit. Our beaches here in Florida suck too. Stay out. Hawaii also has giant bugs everywhere. What do you do if your GT50 motor blows up after warranty ends? You buy another motor, bro. You buy another motor. The only GT250 I'd ever buy is a 19 and 20, the Gen 2 Voodoo, not the 16 through 18s. No way. They'll steal all your cars in Hawaii. Went to Hawaii last week. Homeless camps on every beach. Hawaii sounds Mexican too. Early Holmes, what are you doing to my fucking beach, man? Do you know? Hey, Howley, what are you doing here, Howley? Fool. You can't be surfing on my beach, even if it's a fucking boogie board or a fucking wakeboard. It doesn't matter, okay, son? This is territory. What? Yeah, this is territory. Next time you come to Hawaii, you know how like natives in Hawaii pronounce the Hawaii? Do you know? Next time you come to Hawaii, check in with us, fool. Because if you don't check in, you're going to have a problem. Fool. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you. They're just they're just water Mexicans. Like if you took a guy from Guadalajara and you took a native and you put them in the same shorts and surfboards, you'd go, the same guy. Tell me I'm wrong. Hawaii. It's Hawaii. It's not Hawaii. It's Hawaii. It's Hawaii. Aloha. You better check in with us, fool, when you come to Hawaii. Hey, did you check in? Go to Massachusetts. The onion burgers at Whataburger are single-handedly turning the state blue. I'd sure as hell vote blue to get some decent food over here. You're not kidding. Texas is so fucked up. I repeat, Californians, listen. Texas is so fucked up. They think Whataburger is good food. It is the absolute trashiest burger I have ever had in my life. I said, can I get like a number 1 or whatever the fuck that is? And it was like 2 pounds of bread, 7 pounds of onion, and a third of a pound, not actually, bullshit, a quarter, not even a quarter pound, an eighth of a pound of beef. And people in Houston like, that's the best burger I ever had. Yeehaw! It's the best burger I ever had. You Yankees come down here and fuck everything up with your fusion food and flavor. We like onion burgers here, you understand, boy? You see that Route 10 where you came in? You sure as hell can take it on your way out, son. Shut the fuck up, too. They're on that west side. Water Mexicans, I'm dead. Water Mexicans, Hawaiians or water Mexicans. What if all your family and friends are in California? All my family and friends were in Massachusetts. Get the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker. Bye.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bye.
I'm gonna fuck you out right now.
Give a fuck. What are you, bitch? You want to live a good life, or you want to stay close to family and have to check in when you go to Hawaii? In-N-Out is undefeated. Whataburger is not the best, but it's still good. It is not. See, these guys are psycho. These guys are These guys are psycho. Whataburger is trash food. It's the food you have after you go to the club, bring a chick home, rag her out, take her home, and you're like, I'm hungry as fuck. And you go to Whataburger and you have an onion burger and you wake up. Whataburger is so bland. Fuddruckers, huge burger, but they're expensive. Onion burger is absolutely nuts. Elotes are better than Whataburger. Could you imagine stopping somewhere on the side of a road of a sketchy looking truck that has a Predator Harbor Freight generator running it and asking for a bunch of corn? You're asking for corn smeared in mayonnaise and paprika. Like, what the fuck kind of thought process is going on in your head where you're like, Orlejon, I'm hungry. What do you want to get? I would like to get a mayonnaise covered corn with paprika on it. Hey, that piece of shit truck with a Harbor Freight Predator generator is on. Let's get it there. Not even 2 a.m. and it's good. This chat is ridiculous. If you guys ever go back and listen to the show and read the chat, I miss half of the shit that's happening. I laugh at half of the shit because I some of it I can't say it. Whataburger is good to buy and donate to the homeless people only. I guarantee if you got a Whataburger meal and said to the homeless because you thought you're being a nice person, oh, here, man, you're hungry. Hey, man, can you get me some Chick-fil-A? Man, that's Whataburger's full of onions, and this is like the 8th Whataburger I've had today, man. Can you get me some Chick-fil-A? Like a number 2 spicy with pepper jack? Please? And can I get one of them lemonade strawberry lemonade? We need expert's opinion. Where's... Hey, Alex. The sketchier the spot, the better the food, in my experience. Yeah, okay. They are psycho. I tried it 3 times in Oklahoma and Texas. I'd rather own a 3-valve than to have it again. And that's some serious shit. Alex, Thomas Akumbe says, if I became president, he'd make elote cups schedule 1. Shake Shack has a decent burger. Whataburger loves Procharger. Whataburger lovers have a Procharger. A green chili double from Whataburger hits at 2 a.m. Just saying. The proper way to eat a Whataburger is throwing it away. Alex, the elote brings the final peak of diarrhea. If you need to shit, si tiene que cagarte el culo, a fucking elote is where it's at. It is guys, you know what an elote is? How the hell can Mexicans look at that and go, oh man, that's so fucking refreshing on a 97-degree day? Corn with paprika and mayonnaise in it. How do you guys live that long? Like no one. Mexicans must be made of steel because they eat that shit a lot. And they live to like 90 something, drunk as fuck, pickled. And they live forever. Some fresh strawberry lemonade sounds real good right now. Where are you setting up your booth at FL2K to meet up? Whataburger is the burger joint equivalent of Waffle House. But Alex, we're supposed to be talking about cars, bro. Now, you know this chat. This chat is the best. We talked about Aldo, Mexico Racing League, the Z06, and elotes. It's the best. And water Mexicans. We have a new one. Hawaiians are water Mexicans. Culver's for the win. Whataburger sucks. Rather go to Burger King from Texas. And I'm from Texas. Can we start a GoFundMe to set up a booth for Turvey at PRI? Oh my God. So guys, next year, I want to make a mockery of PRI and I want Turuviate Racing represented. And if this chat can make it happen, it would be amazing. But the problem is I can't give the money to Turvey. Because if I say, Turvey, we got you $7,000 and that'll get the car up there, your tools, which is like a Harbor Freight box in Pittsburgh wrenches. And you can showcase your talents at PRI. So when people come by and go, so what do you do? He goes, well, I'm going to put a 352 in this car and it's going to be super special. The front end, I'm going to jump on the front end and show you how it's not that pretty, but I'm telling you, it's going to stay put forever. Touch licking his lips like a weirdo. What do we need to do for this to happen? Dude, that would be the best. I will go to PRI and just 3 days at PRI at the Turuviate booth. And just listening to him talk about his product. Watch him get like a welder sponsorship. Nitrous Express will give him a kit. Procharger will give him a supercharger. Because Prochargers put superchargers on everything. They probably have them for a V6 with a tubular front end. 100-piece Pittsburgh tool set. Tools equals the shed with no roof. Turvey needs to be at SEMA asking people to sign the RPM app. I tried for the first time a few years back and I was like, this is trash. I will sponsor Turvey. I'm 100% for the Turfster at PRI. We'll make it happen next year. Not this year. It's too soon. But if we can somehow, if this chat is still around and if I'm still making shows, I would love to send Turuviate Racing to PRI as a presenter. I don't know if there's an application process. And he doesn't have to be in the main stage. He could be in the hallway where all the sprint cars are. Like, you know, when you go to PRI and you go inside and you see all the, the big names. Then you go to the hallway and there's some like sad looking guy. Just like, he has like a 72 Dodge Coronet. Was that a thing? 72 Coronet. Yeah. There's a guy at PRI and he has this shit and you're like, you don't even want to ask what he's offering. What do you do here? I offer powder coating services or some dumb shit, and you kind of feel sad for him being out in the hallway. So you feel like, oh yeah, let me just grab one of your pamphlets. And then you just throw it away because and then he's like, oh, well, we gave away 6 pamphlets today, honey. We might get a call from one of them. No, they're just going to write some chick's number they're going to fuck and take to the Capitol Grill later and then fuck them in the hotel room because motherfuckers go to PRI to go to the Capitol Grill and to cheat. I'll donate if he has a Whataburger flags in the booth. Have you found a job yet, Turvey? They'll have him parked out by the dumpsters. So what are you doing here, sir? I am showcasing my tubular front end and my 352 swapped new edge. Send them with the Power Wheels Mustang. Turvey revealing the 352 at SEMA 2023. And where are you going to go be doing those activities, Turvey? No way he's a real person. YOLO doing charity work for the Make-A-Wish Foundation kids, sending them to PRI. YOLO PRI, kids with challenges, number 2. Turby's booth going to cause a black... If he gives a welding demo, okay, this isn't going to be the prettiest weld, but I'm telling you, it's going to hold. Fuck, whole place dims down. All the CNC machines stop working over there. Turby will show up with a V6 Stang and a badass gauge cluster. Yes, they go to the Capitol Grill and to cheat. Oh, Jesus Christ, Jay Walker. I'm not going to say that. Oh, Alex, she didn't lose 30 and now have 3 baby mothers. TDC Gold. She didn't lose 30 pounds and now have 3 baby mothers. This show needs to be twice as long. Well, Florida doesn't need a nuke wasted on it anymore. If we get nuked, Ian took care of it. Ian not wrong. Ian fucked everything up. But he fucked everything up. The West Coast, I guess, just wasn't... I don't know. I don't know anything about Fort Myers, but there are some houses that were definitely not up to code. And Fort Myers, the West Coast, is old. Like, the houses were built a long time ago. The East Coast got hit by hurricanes a lot, and they brought the code to hurricane standards quicker. The West Coast doesn't get hit that often with hurricanes, so they didn't... I know Florida had code, but a lot of the old homes stayed up. Now that hurricane hit that area, and insurance is going to go up. The new buildings are going to be built up to code so that they could be like most of the East Coast, because the East Coast is built for this shit. There are still some old homes here. I'm not going to lie. Palm Beach Gardens, there are some homes that you know are going to fucking get blown away with 80 mile an hour winds. But most of the buildings in this area are CBS. Concrete block shit. He can set up the wiring at PRI. Turby's tent will be set up right next to Stang Mode's tent and someone else. Y'all ain't going to be ready for Ellie Arkalteki already planning the future builds. Bucephalus finished by the end of next year. Did he just name his other projects that aren't even Arkalteki? You're not going to be ready for Eli or Arkalteki. Bucephalus and Eli. You could see the old versus new homes. It's not pretty, right? Turvey still doesn't have a job, does he? Will you have another booth at Turvey's Wheel Spacers? The Turvey Corner right next to someone else. Oh, my God. Turvey 25-minute startup sequence with multi-switch operations at PRI. Just turn on my DeFi exhaust system for clean green cats. Bro, I don't even know what the fuck he's saying. Turvey would make a good demonstration for a fire suppression system. I think God needs to give New Orleans another bat. Oh, stop it. Jesus Christ. Dude, those guys got... What is wrong with people? Like, I don't make fun of any... I don't make fun of any area that suffered a natural disaster, but sometimes it's funny. The jokes you guys say, not what happened to them. I think Turvey had a stroke typing that out. Do you agree 15 to 17 SF50s are aging badly and look old now? No. 15 to 17 Mustangs, to me, are still king daddy. And they look just like a 2020 GT500. Same nose. I love the looks of a 15 to 17. I would buy a California Special 17 and pimp it around, looking all pretty and shit. Just clean it up, just drive it. I'd love that. But, that's stupid. Damn, is he having a seizure? 65 Lincoln Welder. PRI better prep for rolling blackouts. Turvey plug has to remove before flight keychain. Turvey front end jumping booth. My next car will have syphilis. He won't call it bucephalus. He'll just call it syphilis. I knew something was going on with Stang Mode. Right. It's not really Stang Mode. Y'all even know what a Calteki is? The boss is going to be gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look, put a top on your carport first. Then worry about the other projects. Hell, finish one project first. Stop talking about other projects. You're like my brother. My brother starts a project, doesn't finish it, then starts another one. 14 is my favorite. California Special Ruby Red 14. I can see Turvey selling solar panels at PRI. His banner will have the Take That Elon Musk.
Take that, Elon Musk.
Yeah, exactly. Thomas Hall, I agree. The 1517 looks great. All right, guys. We had over 600 people on today. We didn't get much on Super Chats because you guys are broke, but we had 643 people on at one time. That's very nice to see. Appreciate you guys doing that. So we're going to be on probably... Actually, no. I'm going to be gone the rest of the week. I'm going to be at FL2K. I'm not going to be working tomorrow. I'm going to be driving tomorrow because it's Gainesville. It's fucking 4.5 hours driving the F-150 all the way up there. But I'm going to try to update you guys from the road. So no more live streams for the rest of the week, but I'm going to try to put up some shorts. I'm going to try, videos, short videos. I'm going to try to put up plenty of videos. I'm going to bring the laptop. I'm going to bring everything. And if I can do a live stream, I'll try to do it from up there, but do not count on live streams happening rest of the week. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, all good. So I'll try to keep everyone updated, but I'm going to bring all my equipment up there just to make sure that if I do have a show, I'll announce it ahead of time, but mostly look out for videos that I made and edited. We're going to see if the Grey Goose can go 200 miles an hour and sixes, or at least better our 720 elapsed time with the 6R80. It's already the quickest and fastest 6R80 in the world. We're just trying to make the record unreachable. Have a good rest of your Tuesday, guys. I will see you sometime during the week. The peasant chat won't happen either because I'm going to be probably driving back from Gainesville during the peasant chat, and then I'm going to try to get settled in and get right back at it Monday. Basically, I won't have any days off. I'm going to go right through and get super fucked for next week. So I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully see you guys during the week sometime. Have a good one. Keep in touch. Keep track on all the videos that are out there. Hopefully I'll get to provide you guys a bunch of stuff. And if we break a record, you'll see it here first. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. See you guys later. Bye.